I'm not going to get too upset about it. Let's just think about talking donkey. Talking donkey. That's funny. Talking donkey. You don't have to take this book seriously. And hey folks, welcome to Joel Reads Bible. I'm Joel and I read Bible so that you don't have to. In last episode, there was a cliffhanger where Balaam was traveling to speak to Balak and either bless or curse the people of Israel or something so that the people of Israel would win or lose fighting against the Moabites. That's right. And it was left on this cliffhanger where I think Balak was looking over and seeing some of the Israelites maybe, and it's not really clear. But the point is that Balaam is there against God's will, although he asked him to go there to tell Balak a message from God. And it's probably going to be, hey, I'm not going to curse Israel because they're my people and I like them better than you, or something like that. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the message that Balaam has for Balak is. By the way, there was a talking donkey in the last episode, so if you didn't see that, go and check that out because it's going to be one of the dumbest chapters you ever read in the Bible, I'm pretty sure. I can't think of how it could be dumber than a talking donkey and an angel who's in the way because God told Balaam to do something and he did it. I can't imagine it gets dumber than this. I feel like I'm going to be surprised when the Bible does sink to new lows. Anyway, here we are, Numbers chapter 23. Balaam said to Balak, "Build here 7 altars for me, and prepare here 7 bulls and 7 rams for me." Balak did as Balaam had spoken, and Balak and Balaam offered on every altar a bull and a ram. Balaam said to Balak, "Stand by your burnt offering, and I will go. Perhaps Yahweh will come to meet me. Whatever he shows me, I will tell you." I don't know if these offerings, because I didn't pay attention in Leviticus, but I don't know that they match any of the offerings that God says for the Levites to do. There's no priest here, unless Balaam is considered a priest. Is he a priest, or is he just like a guy? And so they're just doing like sort of like ad hoc burnt offerings. I don't know exactly how this system works. If they're just like, you can do whatever you kind of want. But if you're a Levite and you're an Israelite and you don't follow specifically what God says, then he'll burn you alive. But if you're just like a guy named Balak and you're hanging out with some Moabite, then do whatever burnt offering you feel like doing in whatever number for whatever you want to do. Like, it seems so random, which is nice because it just kind of shows you how unnecessary and arbitrary all of this is, and how these people just like fit in totally to the superstitions of a time, right? Where you kill something for the god, whatever god it is. And it can be animals, it can be children, it can be whatever you want it to be, because we don't know how things work. So we're worried we're not going to get what we want if we don't kill something for this particular god. It's pretty on par for what I would think was going on in those times. He went to a bare height. Don't ask me what that means. God met Balaam, and he said to him, "I have prepared the 7 altars." But did God ask for that now? "And I have offered up a bull and a ram on every altar." Don't hit me. Don't hit me, God. Please, don't hit me. This is also another thing that I brought up in the recap. God meets with literally almost anyone. Balaam is someone that gets it wrong. He doesn't even understand that when God says, go ahead and do that, he means don't do it, right? He is so stupid, and he's such a bad guy. He's not even Hebrew. He's not a priest. I don't know who he is. I don't know where he comes from and what his deal is. But God will just like hang out with him, and he'll meet with him. So this whole like oh, God needs to be separated from sin, or God doesn't just talk to anyone, and you need to, have a curtain between the holy place and the holy of holies or whatever. All of that is just like silly, stupid nonsense. Sin is not separating us. He'll talk or arbitrarily talk to whoever he wants to. So Jesus, as far as like being able to commune with God, Jesus is not a necessary mediator between us and God. If he can talk to Balaam, the guy who disobeyed God directly, even though he obeyed exactly what he told him to do, but God got mad, whatever, it's incoherent. But you get what I'm saying. The doctrines don't make sense when you just read the story. And I don't know how this being the Old Testament is going to solve anything. This is just God in the time where man is separated from him, talking to people one-on-one, having conversations. Incoherent book. Yahweh put a word in Balaam's mouth and said, "Return to Balak, and thus you shall speak." So now Yahweh is telling Balaam, he's like putting the words in his mouth, saying, this is what you're going to say. Specifically these words that are going to come out of your mouth. They're going to be my words. I am speaking through you. He returned to him, and behold, he was standing by his burnt offering, he and all the princes of Moab. I love the use of pronouns here just to make it completely convoluted. He returned to him. So we obviously know Balaam returned to Balak, but he returned to Balak would have been a better way to do that. And behold, he, Balak, was standing by his burnt offerings. So we get it. He and all the princes of Moab. It's not that hard to understand it, but it would have been nice if it was he returned to Balak. Anyway, he took up his parable and said, and I don't know what a parable is there. I don't know if it's an item of some kind or what it is, but he took it up, whatever that means. "From Aram has Balak brought me, the king of Moab, from the mountains of the east. Come, curse Jacob for me. Come, defy Israel. How shall I curse whom God has not cursed? How shall I defy whom Yahweh has not defied? For from the top of the rocks I see him. From the hills I see him. Behold, it is a people that dwells alone, and shall not be listed among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, or count the fourth part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous. Let my last end be like his." So he's speaking on behalf of himself here. But then he's like, I can't curse who God hasn't cursed. Like, God likes these people. Balak said to Balaam, "What have you done to me? I took you to curse my enemies, and behold, you have blessed them altogether." He answered and said, "Must I not take heed to speak that which Yahweh puts in my mouth?" Balak said to him, "Please come with me to another place where you may see them. You shall see just part of them, and shall not see them all. Curse them from there for me." I guess there's a vantage point where they see part of them. He's like, just curse like a percentage of them, because if you curse that group, then I still have an advantage, is what it sounds like. So he took him into the field of Zophim, to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars, and offered up a bull and a ram on every altar. He said to Balak, "Stand here by your burnt offering while I meet God over there." So, it's like so many animals just like burnt, completely burnt. Burn some more animals. Now let me go over there and see what Yahweh's saying. Walks over. So you notice the dead animals? You like that? Okay. Change your mind on what Balak said? Like, I know you put those words in my mouth, and seemed like I was saying it. Didn't seem like it was coming from you directly, but yeah. Any changes in your opinion? I know you change your mind a lot. So is there any New take. Yahweh met Balaam and put a word in his mouth and said, "Return to Balak and say this." He came to him, and behold, he was standing by his burnt offering, and the princes of Moab with him. Balak said to him, "What has Yahweh spoken?" He took up his parable and said, "Rise up, Balak, and hear. Listen to me, you son of a Zippor. God is not a man that he should lie, nor a son of man that he should repent. Has he said, and he won't do it? Or has he spoken, and he won't make it good?" Now, this translation says, nor a son of man that he should repent. There are many translations that say he's not a man that he should change his mind. And what we see, of course, is that God regularly changes his mind. So this is not true, but this is God speaking through Balaam, making a claim. He doesn't lie. He doesn't change his mind or repent. When he says something, he does it. And when he speaks, or in other translations, promises, he fulfills. He makes it good. But these things aren't true. Like, they're just not accurate, right? Simply false, if you just read other passages of the Bible. And we saw that in the previous chapter. He says, "Hey, don't go there." And then the next time he says, "Go there." And then maybe it seems like he changed his mind right after he said, "Go to see Balak." And he's like, "Actually, I'm not happy that you went to see Balak. I'm mad about that too." So he's all over the place. But I think this is a sticking point for me because it seems like just such a strong, obvious contradiction. But the whole thing is ridiculous. And the more I read it, the more it feels like fighting for these contradictions and these main points is so silly because the whole thing is so dumb. But unfortunately, I can't just say to a Christian, "There was a talking donkey." Do you realize how stupid that is? Like, what are you talking about? Have you ever seen a donkey talk? Do you think a donkey would talk? The dialogue that the donkey and this guy have is insane. Like, the guy would never have reacted that way. If a donkey started talking, he'd be like, "How are you talking? Why did he never ask that question? What is this world where you're not surprised when a donkey talks," right? It's just such a dumb story. And so in light of that, it feels very silly for me to take any of it seriously enough to even want to show you. Yeah, God changes his mind all the time, and donkeys don't talk. So this book is dumb. "Behold, I have received a command to bless. He has blessed, and I can't reverse it. He has not seen iniquity in Jacob, neither has he seen perverseness in Israel." What are you talking about? He's killed people constantly for wanting meat. I think he literally said like 2 chapters ago that there was perverseness because of your didn't that happen, or am I out of my mind? He did say a few chapters ago that because they played the prostitute, he was going to punish them or something along those lines. So if that is what has been going on, then he obviously has seen iniquity in Jacob. He's been punishing these Israelites. What? Okay. But apparently, right now, speaking to the Moabites, he's not admitting that he's killed a bunch of Israelites for whatever petty nonsense they got up to. "Yahweh, his God, is with them. The shout of a king is among them. God brings them out of Egypt. He has, as it were, the strength of a wild ox." That's how strong God is. He's got the strength of a wild ox. He's strong. He's as strong as some sort of a mammal. "Surely there is no enchantment with Jacob. Neither is there any divination with Israel, except for Joseph." Was Joseph part of Israel? I mean, obviously Joseph is one of the patriarchs and the son of Jacob, and he did divination feel like there is some divination there. Now it shall be said of Jacob and Israel, what has God done? Behold, a people rises up as a lioness. As a lion he lifts himself up. He shall not lie down until he eats of the prey and drinks the blood of the slain. I mean, this little poem or whatever it is full of false information. It just is lie after lie. Honestly, it's like God has said things that he didn't do. I mean, we saw that in Numbers 11. He said, I'm going to have you guys eat until quail comes out your nose and until you loathe it. He didn't do that. He killed them when they took one bite. So he speaks and then does not make it good. He says things and he doesn't do them. He said he was going to destroy all of Israel in Exodus 32, and then he didn't. He changed his mind. He repented or relented. It says relented in other translations, right? He's either lying constantly or changing his mind or just saying things and not doing them. And as an omniscient being, it must be all lies and gaslighting and theater. It's a complete failure. This whole section, completely wrong. And then not seeing any iniquity in Jacob, we know that these people have been doing all sorts of things that are directly against the laws that are written down in Exodus and Leviticus. Like, we can point to almost every patriarch doing something that is in contravention of the law. So what are you talking about? He's been punishing people constantly. I'm not going to get too upset about it. Let's just think about talking donkey. Talking donkey. That's funny. Talking donkey. We don't have to take this book seriously. Balak said to Balaam, neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all. But Balaam answered Balak, didn't I tell you, saying, all that Yahweh speaks, that I must do? Balak said to Balaam, come now, I will take you to another place. Perhaps it will please God that you may curse them for me from there. Now, this is just silly, Balak. You think that it's just like, God's like, I don't like this particular mountain. Can we curse them from somewhere else? I could see God doing that. I wouldn't put it past God, because if you think about it, God is just the type of guy that's like, I don't want strange fire. I want you to do fire in a specific way. That's the way I said to do it. So he may be petty enough to be like, no, I'll curse them from over there. I just will not curse them from here. Balak took Balaam to the top of Peor that looks down on the desert. Balaam said to Balak, build 7 altars for me here, and prepare 7 bulls and 7 rams for me here. Balak did as Balaam said, and offered up a bull and a ram on every altar. Oh my goodness, another cliffhanger. Boy, they're really splitting up this story. This is great. This is a trilogy, unless it goes past the next chapter. I hope not, because it's wearing a little thin. We'll see what happens in the next chapter. Maybe God will change his mind. Oh my goodness. He's not going to change his mind because he's not going to curse Israel. We know that. It'd be so great if he did, wouldn't it? Like, it'd be so great. Because it'd just be like, he's not a man that he should change his mind. Well, he changed his mind. That would be incredible. Thanks for joining me. Please subscribe. Watch all the videos. Every single video I ever put out. Watch every single one of them. And like them, or at least like this one, and leave me a comment. And we'll see you next time for hopefully the conclusion of the Balaam Balak saga.